proposals that one shares. Now, we don't want to interfere with anybody's testimony. However, we are pleading with you that you must make your points as clearly and as forcefully as you possibly can, without being unnecessarily provocative. Don't use obscene language. It doesn't help in making the point clear. Make the point as clear as possible. And also, but also remember that if you feel provoked, please just hold the caucus with yourself and restrain yourself from reacting. Because those of you who know football rules will know that if you are a player and you get offended by an opposing player and you react, the referee gives you a red card. He gives you marching orders right away. And they give the person who offended you a yellow card. And so your team will be minus one player. And it may cost your team the whole game. So, I want us to understand each other that those who feel that what is being said rubs them up the wrong side, please restrain yourself. Don't react. Remember, we are presiding over this gathering. So, if you need protection, rather ask for protection from the chair or the evidence leader, rather than for you to react directly. Are we on the same page? Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may just one aspect to what the chairman said. To reiterate what was mentioned in the morning, that please let us refrain from interjecting when witnesses are giving evidence, and that those who wish to give evidence will be allowed to do so, of course, with time allowed. Thank you very much. Please remind the witness that he is still bound by the work that you carry on in the morning before we start.
Thank you.
Before sisiya phambili ngizizwa ngingakhululekanga ngoba lapha
before I proceed, I want to hear that I'm not feeling comfortable.
Mr. Chairman, la yonke commission kulabantu asebebotshiwe Njengekhomishina lomthetho kawuvumi ukuthi umuntu mayeze ukuzoyithula lokho okumhluphayo abotshwe.
I want to put to the commission and the chairperson that there are people who have been arrested. Therefore, that it is outside the law.
Ngokunjalo nxa linanzelela kulonto ebengibilayela kade ufisa ukuzokhuluma ngenxa yaleso sizathu sebemvalele ukuthi angakhulumi lokho afuna ukukhuluma ngamapholisa ethunganyelwa ngabantu be-ZANU-PF engabaqamba manje ekontempt ukukhuluma ngomile.
As in the company of a law colleague who was also willing to present his evidence, he has been arrested by the police, thereby being blocked from giving his evidence by the police and officials from ZANU-PF that I can call out by name.
Lokho kunzisa ubuhlungu otshengisela ukuthi amapholisa abuswa under iZANU-PF iwatshela ukuthi bophuka ithiye bani. Undodobo ohlezi lapha nomonde lomunye undodo ofitshane ohamba ngegalofu yibade betshela amapholisa ukuthi hambe bambalwana ngesikhathi singaphandle.
I feel that the ZANU-PF is giving the police instructions as they are gently required back then who were giving directions to the police on who to arrest. Therefore, the police are not
Njengekhomishina ngiyakwazi thina amandla phezu komthetho wamapholisa ukubana kuyerelizwa abantu ababotshiwe ngoba bafuna ukutestify.
I am therefore seeking that the commission intervene. The commission should intervene so that those people are released because the evidence that they want to tell the commission.
Engingawaziyo ukuthi mhlawumbe sokuba nomunye umthetho ohlukileyo ukuthi umuntu nxa enesikhalazo sakhe kumele asibethe kumele abotshwe.
Not knowing whether the laws have changed, that if the parties agreed, they will be arrested.
Phezu kwalokho undodobo otshwe phakathi lapha sithi thina lapha sisefu kulamadoda athwele imbhobho phakathi lapha. Undodobo otshwe phakathi lapha ukhonjwe ngombhobho wadonswa ngamaphambili thina kubeke ibhadla lokho.
There was a man who was being arrested by the police.
Sorry.
Can I just interject there?
Thank you, sir.
Now, before we ask you to come and testify, we had a list of other people that were ahead of you. We picked you because the commission specifically asked for testimony from those who were interjecting because it was felt that maybe they had something that they wanted to say to the commission.
Thank you, sir.
This is your opportunity because you also wish to hear evidence from others. You are not being stopped from giving your complaint. You may, after you have testified, approach any member of the secretary and give him the full details of what it is that you have said. But I would like to request you, because of the time constraints that we have, that we come to the gist of your evidence. You tell us exactly what it is that you want to share with the nation before this interjection that happened before that.
So, anyway, still going to come.
That is why I'm making the submissions is after making the submissions and being arrested. It's their way to go.
So, ngiqhubekele phambili ngingakhuluma ukuthi mina nginje ngakhula ngiyintandane.
As I've been saying, I grew up in Oakland.
Abazali bami babulawa ngegugula ukuthi
My parents died as a result of terrorism.
bengimncane ngaleso sikhathi.
I was very young.
Ngokunjalo kunginikeza ukudana ukuthi ngokufa kwabantu abayi-6 sokulizwa international commission. Meanwhile kufa abantu abamore than 50,000 waphonga ukubamba njenge-tissue.
My agreement comes from the fact that in this recent case, there were only 6 casualties, whilst in the latter case, there were about 20,000 casualties. Nothing was done, but in this case, the international community has been brought in.
So lokhu kangikuzwisisi ebahlonitshwa bamele hlezi lonke phambili ubana kutsho ukuthi ngezinye indlela emathempeleleni kumbe into abantu bemathempeleleni they are useful abantu abaqakathekiswa ngabantu bemashonaleni.
Therefore, I want to seek clarity on that.
ngithi mina abantu bemathebeleland ngezinye indlela bangurabishi kube ngaleyo ndlela bangudoti ngaze kwenzakale kiba ukukhanyelwa only kuphela abantu abaqhakathekileyo abantu bemashonality.
I'm trying to say that does it imply that people from the Matabeleland region do not matter? They are just people who should not be regarded in the same way as people from the other regions like Mashonaland.
Ngibuyele futhi emazwini omndondo wabo wakhuluma eselupane wathi khona abantu bamathebeleland bafana namawo batikititi ukuthi bebaqede. The following day wavuka abantu abayi-55. Ngibuyele futhi mangiyikhangela indaba yakhona ukuze ngubekele ukuthi uthuthe abantu bamathebeleland they are useful. Kulenye indoda yakhulumayo. They are useless, I mean, sorry. Kulenye indoda yakhulumayo eyathi yona iselupane abantu bemathebeleland bafanana namawo. So badinga umuthi obizwa kuthiwa i-DDT okubulala amawo. The following day wavuka abantu abayi-55 emzana.
The reason why I'm saying is there was a certain man who likened the Matabeleland people to cockroaches. And the few days that followed, there were 55 casualties from people who died. And it indicated that there was a chemical by the name DDT which should be used to those people.
It was from 83 up to 87. I wouldn't tell you but recently I will be able to tell you so we have a corporate international commission which I use what about those 50 people, 50,000, more than 50,000 people about now?
The incidents happened during the period from 1980 to 1987. And to date, nothing has been done as compared to this. The latest incidences where the commission is brought in immediately.
Ayiphelelanga khona indaba ukuze ube namhlanje yiko ngika sikhululeka sikhona lapha yiko ngilethe indaba yokuthi undondo wotshela uwotshe khonje ngombombo wothe sekubona la abantu vele bangababulali.
The reason why I'm saying this is because the man who was arrested had a firearm pointed at him. As such, it shows that those people are murderers.
I think i-commission lapha iku wrong place.
Of the view that the commission is placed.
Because abantu abayibabulali bachile lela buya lapha abantu abangasobabulali.
It is because the alleged killers are someone but have come to the wrong place.
Into abayenza mhla ka-1 August eHarare babetshengisa ukuthi vele bona bayini uqobo lwabo.
The incidences that happened on the 1st of August were showing the true colors of those people.
Abantu bemathebeleland they are living under i-document ebizwa kuthiwa i-Shona 1979 Grand Plan.
The people of Matabeleland are living under what is referred to as the 1979 Grand Plan.
So enza ukutsho ukuthi ukubulawa kwabazali bethu ngo-1983 up to 1987 it was because that document akuzange wakhulunywa ngakho incwadi vele thina ayisoba bantu asibala njengesi.
The reason why I'm referring to that document is because it shows that issues that matter to Matabeleland people are not addressed or rectified.
Meanwhile, abantu ababuye lizokubuza ngawo bafele eHarare abafelanga ngabo ngakho ngalibuye lizokubuza ngabantu abafa ngo-1983 kuze kuyafika kuze kufike 1987 this ngasiyakhuluma into ezwakalayo.
And the incidences are said to have happened in Harare and Bulawayo. They do be making inquiries about what transpired during the period of 83 to 87. We're going to assist you better.
Okusizwisa ubuhlungu ukuthi undondo oqala ukutestify lapha la izolo futhi watestify ngesikhathi seHarare kwatestify eHarare same person ndibuye naye namhlanje kuzotestify la so ithuthi lidlala ngathi la.
I want to raise an issue. There's a witness who gave this evidence, and that same witness also submitted his evidence in Harare. So I'm of the view that this is now a play game.
Recently kulabapholisa ababulala umuntu ePlumtree bamfaka ebhuthini babulala baqeda baphosela konke lokhu kali kukhuluma but ngikhuluma ngomuntu ngabantu ababule eHarare.
You will notice that you will be given I would like to just remind you that within that last week is the commission is desirous of using your evidence pertaining to its policies what it has been asked. Whilst this is not an attempt to restrict, to say
given the fact that we also have time constraints and there are others after you who also want to come in. Can I proceed? If you feel that what you say is quite voluminous, you are free to put it in writing and submit it to the Secretariat and to the Commission. They will look at it later on. But right now, I'd like to please ask you to restrict yourself to evidence that you feel may assist this commission.
Mina zakucela khona bana kakhulu ukufeleni kwethu ngabazali. Ukuthi commissioner akayibukhangele ukuthi khona lokho.
I'll still emphasize on my point on our loss of our parents. I therefore urge the commission to really look into that.
Because labo kwenziwa ngabo futhi kwenziwa bathi ngamasotsha, but I don't believe that.
It has been said that the army was involved in that and it was done deliberately.
So konke lokhu labo kuyasizwisa ubuhlungu ukuthi thina kusho ezethu izikhalazo aziswakala kuzwakala ezolunye ihlangothi. So ikonthela mke ngomkhulu ebahlonitshwa balapha abavela kwamanye amazwe bafuze ukuthi no iproblem ngasobantu beharara iproblem ukuthi amathembele nje ngapha silecebe endala elingakelatshwa lizayelatshwa nini lelo nceba sokulatshwa incebe layizolo futhi asola nceba lelana ngokuyimpunzi.
Therefore, I'm repeating or retaliating that the commission should really look into our plight since it happened way back and we have later healed from those incidences as compared to the minor recent incidences.
Thank you very much. I will now hand you over to the commissioners. The issues they want to clarify for you. Chairman, your witness.
So that mercy upon twice
ithetha loo nto ukuba ma uthetha uyasho ukuthi wonke umphefumulo ubalulekile. Kodwa-ke le eminye eyenzakale emva le akwathethwa lutho but kusathethwa ile eyenzakale ngakho. So that's why bendibuza uba kuzoyenzekalini ukuba kuthethwe ngaleya yasemva.
My name is Motlanthe. Mr. Chairman, this is another of the witnesses that have volunteered to testify from whom we have no statement. Now, Mr. Moyo, you were volunteered to testify before this commission. Yes, sir. Were you in Harare on the 1st of August 2018 to witness any events that are the subject matter of this commission amongst other things, or do you wish to testify about other things which you feel are relevant?
Testify about other things which I feel relevant to the commission. I was not in Harare.
You may proceed, Mr. Moyo.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of South Africa and Chairman of the Commission, the Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Motlanthe. I'm 33 years old. I reside here in the city of Bulawayo, and I'm a member of ZANU-PF, currently holding the position of Deputy Secretary General in the National Executive of the Union.
usesiqanguleni ibizo leminyaka yakhe njalo egcizelele ukuthema ZANU-PF ekupositionini yokuba Deputy Secretary General National Executive Committee ku-Youth League.
I prepared a written submission that I'm just going to paraphrase, maybe in the interest of time.
Ubhale phansi afuna ubufakazi bakhe njalo namhlanje uzakhuluma ngamafitshane ukwenzela isikhathi.
Just like any other Zimbabwean with emotion and feeling, I was very disturbed by the events of the 1st of August that happened in Harare.
Akuzange isihlakalo esenzakale eHarare mhlaka 1 August azange simphathe kahle njengosizwana salapha eZimbabwe.
This was an event that happened after we had been given hope by the signing of the peace court by at least 20 presidential candidates on the 26th of June.
Lokhu kwenzakala ngemva kokubana sokubhalelwane phansi abizwe sithi peace court yasayinwa phansi ngamalunga ayi-20.
However, this peace court was violated by certain political players who took part in the 30th of July harmonized elections.
Wasebona ukuthi owakuvumelile ukuthi kuzayenzwa izifiso zazikhona ku-peace court abantu abazange bakunazo.
My submissions will come in response to the terms of reference of this commission of inquiry, but I'll only limit myself to point A, point B, and point F of the terms. it will be my submission to this commission that the events that took place in Harare on the 1st of August were pre-planned events which were masterminded by not less than 4 protagonists that I'm going to mention in my submission.
Ngokwazi kwakhe ukuthi kulabantu abaqoqayo ukuthi okwakuzenzakala ukuthi kuyenzakala njalo abantu bakhona bayibhoza baqamba.
Protagonists who hold very high and senior positions in one of the political parties that participated in the 30th of July harmonized elections.
Abantu bangikhona abanye abantu ababekhona kuma-elections aku-9 July.
And also as evidence, I'll be referring to events which were either propelled, sponsored, or driven by some of these protagonists individually or collectively.
Njalo uzapho ubufakazi ekhuluma ngokwenziwa ngabantu bangikhona abakuqoqayo ukuthi kube kusenzakala lesi sehlakalo sahlalelwa phansi azange saphosa ukwenzakala nje.
Events which I believe created a feeling and emotion that drove us to what we witnessed in Harare on the 1st of August.
Konke khona lokho kwahlelwayo kwahlalelwa phansi ukuthi kawenzakali kukwayenza ukuthi kugcine sokusenzakala isehlakalo somhlaka wa-August.
Mr. Chairperson and Commission, I will submit a chronological sequence of at least 12 pieces of evidence in form of activities, utterances, declarations, and events which these political actors were involved in from as early as February 2018 right up to the eve of the violence which took place on the 1st of August.
Ngiyaqala ubufakazi bakhe ngikhuluma ngezinto ezokhokhela MDC Motlanthe, right?
A group within the MDC Youth Assembly calling themselves by the name Vanguard, led by Shakespeare Mukoi,
Kulabantu ababedlula bakhona ngale amayuth angikhona ayekhokelwa ngomunye okuthiwa uShakespeare.
Shakespeare Mukoi, who happens to be a member of that MDC Assembly, which is led by 45
Omunye oyinkokheli yakhona khona ngale.
These youths attacked and almost attempted to kill Thokozani Kube and Bene in a hut because she was standing in between their way and the candidate that they wanted to represent the party in the elections.
Kuthiwa kwenzakalayo ukuthi amayuth angikhona lawo ayefuna ukushaya uThokozani njengokumjisela endlini ngenxa yokuthi babesithi uzavanyela ukubana umuntu ababemfuna abe nesikhundla.
These are youths who were supporting Nelson Chamisa, who became the eventual candidate of the MDC Alliance.
Njalo kuthiwa amayuth angikhona lawo ayekubandla lika-Nelson Chamisa owayesesimanje i-MDC Alliance.
In the process, they attacked Thokozani Kube, the party secretary general Douglas Monzora, and the former Kai legislator Abednego Bene.
Kuthiwa khona lapho kwenzakalayo ukuthi kulabantu abatshaywayo balisela uThokozani Kube no-Abednego Bene no-Monzora.
Mr. Chairman, these youths would do anything and they would ban anything that was standing in the way between a Nelson Chamisa presidency and what they wanted. They would die for Chamisa, they would kill for Chamisa, they would ban for Chamisa.
Kusitsho ukuthi amayuth lawa ezimisele ukwenza noma yini ukuthi isifiso zabo zigcwaliseke ngoba bona babethatha isayidi kaNelson Chamisa kungakho babezimisele ukuthi nxa kuyikufa bazakufa, nxa kuyikuthi umuntu uzakufa, umuntu uzakufa, nxa kuyikubulawa kwempahla, konke lokhu babezimisele.
So the banning of vehicles in Harare and the attempt to ban the ZANU-PF HQ by these youngsters was not something that was a case of coincidence. It was pre-planned.
Kusitsho ukuthi ukutshiswa kwempahla kwezitolo kufuna ukuthi kutshiswe kwemahhovisi ezangasebenzisa izinto eyapho kwenzakala nje. Into eyayisihlelwe phansi ukuthi kumele yenzakale.
My second piece of evidence will be an event that occurred on the 4th of March in 2018 here in Bulawayo.
Kuzathi ukuchaza nje ngesehlakalo esenzeka ngomhlaka 4 March 2018 lapha koBulawayo.
This same militia of youth descended to the MDC provincial provincial offices here in Bulawayo,
kuthiwa ama-youth lawo afika emahhofisini awe-NDC khona lapha koBulawayo,
where they cause havoc, where they beat up people, where they destroyed property, including Thokozani's Coopers vehicle.
kuthiwa bafika bayenza udlakela batshaya abantu ngemota abaThokozani Coupe.
All these are cases that are on record in the police stations in case the commission would like to inquire.
Izehlakalo lezi kuthiwa zikhona lasemapoliseni nxa bengafuna ukuthi bazikhangelisise bazathola ubufakazi bakhona.
And these two events that I've mentioned so far point to the party's propensity to conduct acts of violence each time they fail to get things their way in the legal route.
Kusitsho ukuthi indlela abazibamba ngayo ukuthi bona bazenza izinto ngodlame bayenza udlakela into yabo ikakhulu bona nxa bebona ngani bayihluleka ukuthi basebenzise umthetho.
So the events of the 1st of August were events that were pre-planned, and they were seeing that their political party and the Nelson Chamisa presidency is becoming an impossibility because the parliamentary count of events was pointing to a 2/3 majority for ZANU-PF.
Kusitsho ukuthi bona basebenzise bebona ukuthi basokhanya ngani sokumgcwele ukuthi Nelson Chamisa kasezabini ngenxa yokuthi wakusebenza izimilo zasesibhedlela sokusetshenziswa ukuthi 2/3 azasezihambeni kwezinye izindawo.
On the 14th of April, that will be my third piece of evidence, in Terera village in Zaka Maswingo,
Mhlaka 14 April kwesehlakalo esayenzakalayo futhi eZaka Maswingo.
this is when Nelson Chamisa made a declaration, and I quote,
Kuthiwa kulamazwi akhulumayo nguNelson Chamisa uzathiwa ukhuluma njengoba enjalo.
I quote, if we do not get the result that we want, I'm not as lenient as my predecessor Morgan Tsvangirai. I will employ mass demonstration to ensure that victory is delivered to my party headquarters.
Kuthiwa wakhuluma amazwi ukuthi nxa kuyikuthi yena ngayekela ukunqoba yena kasoze abe lokuzwisisa njengoMorgan Tsvangirai kodwa uzasebenzisa konke okusemandleni akhe ukuthi kube lokunqoba.
And indeed, on the 1st of August, we did see Nelson Chamisa doing what he thought was the right path in Harare.
Kusitsho ukuthi amazwi akhe layo akhulumile wagcwaliseka mhlaka 1 August.
Where he mobilized youth to take to the streets so that they give him that victory.
Lapho athatha khona amanye ukubana ahambe emgwaqweni siyademonstrate ukuthi yena kube ngumunye.
He further said, I quote again, this time around, the election is going to pronounce an outcome, which is an MDC victory. Any result other than that, we will mobilize boys from Baremsika. I am happy to take power either by vote or other means.
Kuthiwa wasekhuluma amazwi njalo esithi nxa kuyikuthi amavoti akhona abengahambanga kuye kutsho ukuthi uzasebenzisa amandla kusemandleni akhe nxa kusithi ukuthi athathe abantu abathengisayo impalo wayezabathatha ukuthi yena athathe isikhundla leso.
And the whole world, I'm sure, saw through the work of the journalists who were in Harare FK, the other means that he was alluding to.
Kusitsho ukuthi yena njengoba wakhuluma ukuthi uzathatha noma yini ukuthi athathe lesi sikhundla kutsho ukuthi ngokwenzakalayo mhlaka 1 August wasebenzisa amazwi akhe lawa ayewakhulumile ngaphambili.
As piece of evidence number 4, on the 24th of June 2018 at Rimuka Stadium, Ground B in Kadoma,
Mhlaka 24 June 2018 eRimuka Stadium eKaduna.
Nelson Chamisa made yet another declaration and said, I quote,
Kwakhona njalo futhi amazwi akhuluma nguNelson Chamisa uzawakhuluma.
if any election goes and I'm not the winner, I will dispute that result. On the 30th of July, after voting, inauguration will follow, as I will already be a state house. Even if Nangagwa resists, I will persist.
Kuthiwa wakhuluma amazwi ayesithi nxa kungaphuma impumela zokhetho azingakhethanga yena wakusitsho ukuthi yena wayezasebenzisa okwakusemandleni akhe ukuthi athathe isikhundla leso ngodlame kusitsho ukuthi loba kwakuyikuthi uMnangagwa engamphikisa wayezayaya.
And we've all seen what that led to on the 1st of August. The 30th July election did not matter to Nelson Chamisa. It's not an event that he really cared about. What he wanted was what he was planning to do on the 1st of August. To him, what mattered was a presidency at whatever cost. And I will quote where he spoke to a journalist who works at ZimI, I think it's Paul Nyati, where he said, inini every day ndikugatsirira I'll read it in Shona, I hope I'll get it right. Ini ndikugatsirira ndirikunetseka mazuva ano, every morning ndirikumuka ndichidzidzira kutarisa guard of honor.
Made these following utterances. Open quotes.
I can translate for the commissioner. Yeah, basically what he was saying is that he cannot wait to be president of Zimbabwe. And every morning is for the mock guard of honor that he, parades across. Which shows, we're not really dealing with a serious person here. We're just dealing with a count. We had an obsession about a certain, end, without, proper preparation, if I may say. Here's piece of evidence number 5. On the same day, the 24th of June, at the same venue, MDC Deputy Treasurer General Charlton Wende also made a similar declaration where he said, I quote,
MDC's Deputy Treasurer, 24 June.
Our party will not take any electoral dispute to court. The street will be the arbiter. And clearly so far, I think you agree with me that the determination by this party leadership to send people to the streets was constantly being echoed in all conversations with their supporters leading to the 1st of August violence. As piece of evidence number 6, on the 11th of July 2018, one of the senior members of the Alliance, one Tendai Beauty, during a press conference at Harvest House, declared that I quote, we, the Alliance leaders, will be leading from the front, will be living in the streets. They will kill us. We are prepared to die for a free and fair election. As piece of evidence number 7, on the 13th of July 2018, during an interview with First TV, the same Tendai BT said, I quote, if they cheat us, they will have to kill us in the streets. So clearly the command of pushing supporters to the streets was part of the MDC Alliance campaign message, and their followers indeed, sadly so, took to the streets.
Ukuthi
As piece of evidence number 8, I'm left with 4 more. Yes, they are all different points.
And also remember, you have a written submission.
Okay?
You have a written submission.
Yes.
You submit.
Yeah, I'll give.
All right.
Okay, I'll quickly go through them.
Thank you.
I was now on piece of evidence number 8 because I've got something to say right at the end. On the 15th of July 2018 at a rally in Masvingo, Tendai it again repeated the same words.
15 July 2008,
Where he said you down the streets, I want to emphasize on that. As number 9, on the 21st of July 2018, Nelson Chamisa made yet another declaration where he said, I quote, "If we lose, we will not bother going to court. What we used to do at the University of Zimbabwe is what we are going to do." Here he was referring to the late 90s, violent riots that used to take place at the University of Zimbabwe, where he was a member of SINASU as a student at Harare Poly. So violence was not something new to these political actors. I'll move to number 10. On the 23rd of July 2018, the MDC National League Chairman, Hepo Chidziva, further made a pronouncement at a campaign rally in Koba Stadium where he said, I quote, "If the election result is not favorable to us youths, if we say action, it's action. Wokoyo Nangagwa." And just for the benefit of commissioners who might not understand the word Wokoyo, basically it means beware. And this is a phrase that can only be used by someone who means nothing short of violence. As piece of evidence number 11, at the same campaign gathering, when Nelson Chamisa took to the podium, he said, "After the vote, people must go to polling stations and protest. They will not eat the satsa. We will pour sand on it. We are not going to leave any stone unturned. We will bring youths from Bali." Basically, here we are dealing with someone who was prepared to kill as long as he was not going to be declared president. Moving on. On the 29th of July, during a president conference at Harvest House on the eve of the election, Nelson Chamisa declared that we will refuse to accept a Mnangagwa victory because it is a result based on stolen vote and suppression of the will of the people. An outcome that will give Mnangagwa, that will have Mnangagwa as a victor is not an outcome, but fiction. We will not accept skullduggery, shenanigans, corruption, or manipulation of elections. All this while he was motivating his followers and supporters towards an agenda. I would like this commission to realize that these were utterances made by senior leaders within that political party. Opinion leaders, figureheads, and the party's mouthpieces, and people who supported MDC Alliance were bound to take conviction to such utterances. Clearly, these leaders misled their followers. They led them into doing things that they themselves could not dare to do. Tendai Biti was already fleeing after seeing that the plan that did not work. He was not ready to die. But who's to blame these supporters who would not listen to a party president, a national youth leader, a deputy treasurer of a party, and a senior alliance partner who also happens to be a lawyer? These were very, very sad events in the history of Zimbabwe. And to respond to F on recommendations, I would say in future, I think as party members, we really need to choose serious people to represent us when it comes to elections.
Amen. My recommendations.
Because when you see someone impose themselves, it means the agenda is only about them, not the movement. And I would also like to urge the government to put, institutions of political education, voter education, especially with serious bias towards youth. Because in all cases of political violence, you realize that youths are the ones who are always in the forefront, used as tools. The MDC Alliance strategy is a strategy that they were reading off the Raila Odinga script book. All they wanted was to force an illegal stalemate. So it is my advice to us as leaders in politics to be careful what we say to our supporters. And as the old adage goes, in leadership you are the master of the word that you are yet to utter and the slave of a word already uttered. These leaders could not find an opportunity to take those words back. Their strategy was an old strategy that was used in the liberation struggle. And as one African leader once told me, the truths of yesterday are not the truths of today. We live in a modern world where dialogue should take precedence. And to the whole house, I would like to quote our former Vice President, Mr. John Komo, who said, "Peace begins with me, peace begins with you, peace begins with all of us."
Vice President.
Our lives are more precious than our political ambition. I thank you.
You have alluded to several efforts that were made by leaders prior to the election day. Are you aware of any response or statement that was made by any institution or authority relating to those efforts?
Before or after the violence?
Before.
Well, I would not have specific dates for utterances, but I will only refer to one source, which I'm sure everyone listened to towards the run-up to the elections. Our president, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, he preached the gospel of peace to say, let's tolerate each other. This is a new dispensation. Things have changed in Zimbabwe. Let's not be violent. And for the record, as ZANU-PF in an internal memo, just before the announcement of results, to say youth do not be excited and take to the streets, which is why you did not see us.
We are community.